In May 1972, an Italian newspaper published an article that shocked entire world. The reason? Article headline was "Inventola machinace fotografer Pasalto." It means Father Erniti, who worked as a priest in the church, had built the machine that can see past events. And what he says, he saw crucifixion of Jesus with his own eyes. I know, if you think it sounds like a hoax, you are not alone. In fact, even people at Italian church at that time were saying it is just a hoax. But then suddenly in 1988, out of nowhere, Vatican Church issued a warning that was if anyone was working on any time machine, that should be stopped immediately or he will be killed by us. So basically this was the story. One person claimed he had built a time machine, other called him mad, and after 16 years of silence, suddenly somehow the same community issued the warning to stop such project. But what was the reason behind this sudden change? Well, the real reason behind this wasn't just a Vatican, but also several prominent thinkers of that time. Back then, Marcello Pellegrino Erniti, known as Father of Eternity, had said that his time machine chronovisor has made by 12 prominent thinkers from around the world, from all that scientists. If I just mention two of them, without them we might be still in the steam engine age. They were that prominent. One was Enrico Fermi, the Italian-American physician and Nobel Prize winner who built the world's first nuclear reactor. Chicago. Second was known as the father of rocket science, Werner von Braun. If we trust this information, Erniti was seriously working with some highly talented individual. Those were highly capable to build chronovisor. After all, chronovisor was basically the device to catch some electromagnetic signals. Nothing more. It was just like a TV with an antenna. One day, Father Erniti and his senior colleague, Agostino Gemelli, were working on the Gregorian chant songs in the church. While filtering out all unwanted sounds, they heard sound of Gemelli's dead father in the recorder. They called it hallucination, but it is very rare for two people to have same hallucination on same time, right? That's why Erniti, who was also physician, concluded that Gemini's father's sound is trapped on the earth in the form of electromagnetic waves, and that's what the recorder detected. If this is true, then it is the huge breakthrough. If Erniti's theory is correct, it's itself the proof that he really created chronovisor. Chronovisor simply capture past sound and electromagnetic wave trapped in environment using two metal antennas and project that data as audio or video on the screen. It's a simple mechanism, nothing much. But wait, then it is right to call chronovisor as time machine? I mean, sure, it helps us to look into the past, but even the simple mirror can do that, right? The image that you see in the mirror is technically few milliseconds old, but we can't call mirror a time machine. The real time machine would be one that let us time travel using Einstein's theory of relativity, because Einstein's theory has really helped to understand time well. When Einstein proposed the theory of relativity, he included the concept of dilation, which basically means time moves at different speed for everyone, if just you manipulate it. Just like Interstellar movie. Remember when Cropper spent 2 years on Miller's planet orbit, the supermassive black hole Garganta, and when he returned, he get to know his 10-year-old daughter Murphy had aged 33 years. That means Murphy was almost as old as that when he returned. In the movie, the supermassive gravity of Gran Grua wrapped space-time so much that when he go closer, time moves extremely slow for Copper. And when he come back, he reached in his daughter's future without aging himself. And this is true according to latest scientific theories. It is proved. I mean literally, for example, gravity is stronger at Earth's surface. If you spend 79 years just 1 foot above your friend will be 90 milliseconds ahead from you in future. It is interesting, right? Well, not exactly. Relativity is pretty confusing. You may have heard that people on ISA age slower than the Earth peoples, but now I am saying that people on the ground age slower. So what's the truth? Is it people on the ground or people on the height age slower? Basically, relativity says, pay close attention now. When you move closer to the speed of light, your speed in time dimension decreases. and you age slower as compared to others. That's why in your lifetime you can see future events happening of others. Now what does it mean? On the cosmological scale, 408 km isn't too far, so the gravity difference between astronaut and people on Earth is very negligible. Meaning, because they are moving at 27580 km per hour, they are actually witnessing our future and not the other way around it. So due to the high speed, time dilates for them, and on Earth gravity dilates time. And therefore, if your friend live 1 foot about you, a time dilates very little less for him. But that does not mean ISS astronauts are moving significantly in our future, because the final time difference depends on the balance between gravity and speed. In short, if you can manipulate either speed or gravity, you can control time very easily. But now, what do you think? Which is easier to manipulate, speed or gravity? Obviously speed. That's why we are talking about light speed engines. But now, how many of us has found an easy way to manipulate gravity? Well, none, except physician Ron Millett. Ron Millett was just 10-year-old when he lost his father because of heart attack. Since Ron was too young, Ron thought his father had heart attack because of smoking and unhealthy habits. Imagine, what would you want in that situation? Obviously, if you could, you want to go back in time and stop your dad doing that bad habit. Excited, right? That was Ron's plan too. With this goal, he done PhD in Einstein's theory of relativity, so he could build the time machine. He believed that theory of relativity could precisely connect space and time, and according to it, if you bend space with gravity, you have to travel curved struggling path instead of straight one. That means even if you travel at light speed, you have to cover more distance in such path. So when you travel more in space, what happened to time for you? Yes, you guessed right. Time will compress for you automatically. Past, present, future will be all controlled by you, and you can reach at any point in time machine you wanted. But question was how to do it. Finally, Ron came with a plan. Since all we know, laser light is concentrated energy. Avoid my words, concentrated energy, and concentrated energy can create gravity, and then that affect time. All we need is extreme powerful ring laser that can create extreme gravity in one place. But it is not that simple. There is catch. According to Mallet, time machines are like time portals. So to go back in time, there must be a time machine present in that point to exit there. So even if Ron built a working time machine, how would he go in his father's timeline? Maybe that's why when Stephen Hawking held a party for time travelers in 2009, no one couldn't came. You can see now, it's sort of rule. You can't go back the timeline where first time machine was made. It's over, right? No. Only one person who break this rule. Mike Marcum. In 1995, a 21-year-old American student named Mike Marcum was working on an electric device called Jacobus ladder. Basically, this device used powerful laser to make air between two metal poles for creating condense energy. Although this device looked too ordinary, but Mike noticed something extraordinary. He saw in both poles, invisible heat signature is generating like a tornado. Because of curiosity, Mike placed screw between both poles and it got disappeared, and in less than half a second, it reappeared few feet away as it skipped time to cover that distance. Kind of time machine. Then what would happen? For the next 2 years, Mike promoted his device and built bigger and more powerful version of it. And then in 1997, without a proper trial, he tested it on himself. And that was the last time anyone saw Mike. No one knows where he went and what happened with him until a few days later, a strange call came on our Bell radio show out of nowhere, and he hinted to mysterious body found in 1930. Actually, police found a strange body in Clorofino Beach in 1930. The body was bit crushed. In the body hand there was a device like a cell phone. But how could there be a cell phone in 1930? Impossible, right? But after this call, looking deeper into this case, even though face is unrecognizable, the height and body matched to the Mike body. So was that Mike body up in 1930? What do you think? Write your opinion in comment below. So I hope you like the video. Vivek Patil signing out.